I mean, I put that question to the Qatari Prime Minister because the real sense here on the ground is that the last month has been really quite crucial because of the pressure that the Trump administration and the envoy of Donald Trump has put on all sides. You really do get that sense because when you look at the deal, it's not very different from the deal that the Biden administration has been pushing from about May of last year.
It's almost identical to the May deal that Biden announced here at the White House all those months ago. So it's one of the key questions. I guess there are three key questions right now. The first is, can the deal, the ceasefire, hold? The second is, will it bring a lasting peace? And the third question is, as you put to the Qatari Prime Minister, why now? I think there are a number of reasons. First of all, the situation on the ground in the region has changed quite significantly just in the last few months, with Iranian proxies across the region being quite severely degraded, whether it be Hezbollah in Lebanon. The Syrian regime has gone completely. That, of course, was aligned to Iran, and the continued degrading of Hamas in Gaza. So all of that is a strategic gain and puts Israel in a better position, making it more likely that they would be happy from their part to do a deal. But the other thing that's changed is Trump. And there's no two ways about that. His unpredictability has focused minds. There's no question about that. It has focused minds in Qatar, in Egypt, in Iran, and also in Israel. Netanyahu realised over the course of the past 18 months that he didn't need to dance to Joe Biden's tune. That much was proved time and again by the fact that Netanyahu was able to walk over Joe Biden's red lines and nothing happened. It's different with Trump. Trump is unpredictable. That claim that all hell would break loose if the hostages were not released very quickly after Trump took office. What did that mean? Was it an empty threat? Was it not an empty threat? Who knows? That's Trump. And I think that focused Netanyahu's mind. It focused other minds as well. So both sides are obviously trying to claim all the credit. It's far more nuanced than that. Have a listen to Biden at the end of his statement a little earlier on, where he was asked what the history books would make, who they would give the credit to.
I knew this deal would have to be implemented by the next team, so I told my team to coordinate closely with the incoming team to make sure we're all speaking with the same voice, because that's what American presidents do.
Books credit for this, Mr. President, you or Trump?
Is that a joke? Oh, thank you.
That remark there, Mark, is that a joke? And while we were in that press conference with the Qatari Prime Minister, we saw Donald Trump put out a statement on Truth Social, even before the Qataris had fully, said that this deal was over the line.
He was the first to make a statement, even before the outgoing administration of Biden made any sort of noises about whether or not a deal had been struck. Trump was on social media, on Truth Social, with this statement. He said, "This epic ceasefire agreement could only have happened as a result of our historic victory in November, as it signaled to the entire world that my administration would seek peace and negotiate deals to ensure that the safety of all Americans and our allies." And it continued, "We will continue promoting peace through strength throughout the region as we build upon the momentum of this ceasefire to further expand the historic Abraham Accords." Now, Yelda, the Abraham Accords was a deal done in the first Trump presidency that saw Israeli normalization with certain Gulf Arab states. It was a remarkable moment in itself, but it has been set back massively by the events of October the 7th and what followed after that. Now, as I said a little earlier on, Netanyahu needs to dance to Trump's tune because he needs Trump. He needs Trump to be able to further the Abraham Accords. What Netanyahu really wants is normalization with Saudi Arabia. Harder now than it was 4 years ago because of what has unfolded in Gaza. And to get normalization, he needs a deal, and he needs a deal that Trump can help with. And I think that goes to the heart of answering that question, why now? Why this deal came now? I would also add briefly, Yalda, that you were discussing with Ali whether or not this will hold over the next 4 days, this ceasefire. I wonder whether it will, for precisely that reason. The Israelis are not likely to derail anything now because of one word, Trump.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're expecting that inauguration of Donald Trump next Monday. And as you say, that ceasefire agreement is expected to, kick in on Sunday. Mark, thanks so much for bringing us up to date. And Mark was talking there about normalization that Israel wants with Saudi Arabia. Well, Saudi officials have maintained, and they've certainly told me, that they are focused on normalization only if there is a Palestinian state.